Hello, welcome back to the layout. I wanted to go over my plans for my yard. I have this set up as kind of jerry-rigged just to like run ops. But I decided what I'm going to do, and I think it's the best course of action for the space that I have. So as you can see here, I have these lines drawn in Sharpie marker. That's actually the lines for Pico switches. So what I'm going to have is, this is the main line here. It's going to come off here, and it's going to split off into 3 branches. 4 actually. And what's going to happen is this is going to continue to be the main line. This will be the yard lead, and this will be probably the runaround for the yard. And then I will have 2 tracks for locomotives. I'm probably going to get switchers in the future. I do have my yard switcher here. This was my first DCC locomotive, and I love this thing to death. It needs to be upgraded though. It still has factory Loc sound from Atlas, and it's an older model, so it's not the new Loc 5. So there's definitely some things that I want to change about this and just get it up to speed with my other locomotives. So 2 tracks here for locomotive storage. Then we're going to have the yard lead, yard runaround, and main line. And then coming off, we're going to have a spot for a maintenance shed for locomotive maintenance, general maintenance, nothing, no rebuilding, motors, just general maintenance. And right here, when this is all said and done, I have everything set up the way I want it. This is going to split off into 2 tracks here. Now this looks really thin, but I did look at it. I have room for 3 tracks there, so I think I'll be all right. I'm not here to win any awards, but I'm doing the best I can with the space that I have. So I think that's the best course of action. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any suggestions would be great. My last video, somebody said they wanted more close-ups of my locomotives, so that's what we're going to do now. As you already saw, 1, 2, 3, 9. This is my yard switcher. We also have, now this was a Great Northern. I resprayed for a Southern Pacific, and when I went to mask a few places off, it took the paint with it, so this needs work. This is an old Athearn blue box. This is an old Athearn blue box, so these are still being worked on. I believe this is a C30-7 because of the triaxle here. Over here, let me grab it. This is my B30-7 7792. She's been featured in a few videos, but this was my second locomotive I had up and running with DCC. This is Athearn Blue Box as well, converted to DCC sound. And I had purchased this from a lady off of Facebook, and she's actually the one who did the paint job and the renumbering for this and the speed lettering. I did the weathering on this, but she had done the paint job and it came out wonderful. I also added the detail parts, coupler cut lever, MU hoses, air hoses, front and back. One thing I've yet to do on this is get the light situation taken care of. This thing has DCC, but I took the power pack out of it to put in my newest locomotive, because they're somewhat cheap, but you know, if you buy a handful of them, it adds up. So right now I only have 2 ESU power packs, and I'll move them around whenever I get new locomotives. They're fairly, once you understand how to solder them in, you know, you can do it blindfolded. So we have a GP35 number 4846 Southern Pacific. This is also another new locomotive to the fleet, number 8232 Southern Pacific, SD40T-2 tunnel motor. Runs really good. That's Ather and ready to roll. This is a Bachmann Spectrum Union Pacific -8. I just saw Atlas came out with a new run of -8s, and I'm going to be picking one up hopefully soon, probably by like May. You know, these locomotives aren't cheap, and I'm on quite a strict budget when it comes to model railroading. But you know, there's tools out there to help you. You know, you use PayPal, Pay in 4, Afterpay, stuff like that. This is a Bachmann train line or main line. It's entry level. This was the first locomotive I bought when I started doing model railroading seriously, before I had the DCC and all that. This thing ran beautifully. I gutted it to be a dummy locomotive because it was fairly cheap, so I wasn't upset tearing the insides out. And finally, we have our new locomotive to the fleet, Union Pacific 3193 SD40-2. This runs beautifully. This has the other power pack I was speaking of, the other ones, and the yard switcher. But I'm going to be picking up another one of these because I want a double header consist of 2 SD40s. I think that'll be pretty cool. So just a quick update on what I think I'm going to do with the yard, and you know, if you have any suggestions, like I said, leave it in the comments.